Anybody else old business?
I got some stuff that I want to bring up. So, just, I had surgery, so everybody knows, so I'm a little slower now, but there's a few things I want to bring up. There was a miscommunication last month, or beginning of this month, about some issues with what I was doing in my personal time. And I want to bring that to the board. And the reason why I want to bring it up is because the last meeting we had, we was all trying to figure out a solution to keep animals off the green belt and off the roads and out of the main highway. Well, I went over there, just so everybody knows, I went over there and I donated my time just so I can make sure that the sheep were off the green belt and that nobody else could have an issue with them, and that to ensure that Keno was doing the right thing. And well, it seems like I got attacked a little bit by it, and it wasn't by the whole community. It was by a certain group of people that said that they saw me on the green belt with the sheep. So I would like to bring that to the attention right now, being that I was accused of such. I would like, if it's possible, I would like to know who my accuser was, and when they saw me on the green belt with the sheep, if that is possible to know. So
You know where I stand. And the picture you posted on Facebook could have been technically showing sheep on the green belt. So
okay.
the people who called you to make sure you were aware that there could be a possible conflict of interest, and you chose to take it as a, what'd you call it? A threat?
It was a threat.
Okay.
Point, yes.
So that was actually not a threat, it was factual. And that's just how it is.
So that's where I want to bring up here to the fact that the green belt was never touched by the sheep. The photos that I took were in front of Keno's house, and I can show each and every one of you that. Julie was there with me, and there was no conflict of interest because all I was doing was keeping the sheep off the green belt. And since we did bring up the threat, oh, I'm glad Keno's even here too. So, but I had three people, including myself, listen to it, and my position was given. Ken told me that he had to talk to the other board members about it, and it just kind of irritates me that a group of people that keep instigating and instigating and instigating and won't let stuff go, and I don't understand why.
Pam, you want to take that, or you want me to?
Go ahead. I had received some calls as well, and it was kind of confusion of what was going on. I don't think there was any reason that Andrew or anybody else to help anybody. But I think, like I told you, I think, Andrew, didn't you mention that there were some neighbors that had given permission?
Yes.
And that you double checked that?
Yes, I did.
I think the one thing that I would mention is, since the judgment states that the permission should be in writing, that should be, that you should at least see that, or we should have a copy of that.
Okay.
And besides that, I think that was our discussion basically, is when I started getting calls, and then some other people I know said that, oh, so-and-so called or so-and-so called, and I don't know all the names, to be honest with you.
So it was just hearsay on top of hearsay.
Well,
and
and it's
y'all
just
never
like,
know without asking.
Let's put it this way, it was within seconds after it got posted, I started getting some notices.
Well, I
And
guess
I said, I hadn't even seen it yet, so.
I guess what we could have done was, instead of giving you a heads up as to the possibilities, we could have just filed the paperwork.
Well, follow the paperwork.
So there's
That's
no
what
paperwork to
that's
be
what I
filed, and
wanna
there's
get
no
at.
argument here.
Is that there is
This,
an argument here, because I
if-
was called
if
by
the
you
board-
on a whim, because.
It was not a whim, Andrew. I called you to make you aware of the possibilities. I hadn't seen anything. and you chose to yell and scream and cuss me out.
Because you
So if
threatened
you
my
want to
oath.
record my conversations without my permission again, then we're probably gonna have a problem.
Do I have your, do I?
I don't know, you just said he heard it, was he sitting there?
He was sitting right
Okay.
there.
I was
Well, then
sitting
you-
right there.
Well, then you
There was
should have
no-
known that there's a lawsuit, sir, and if this gentleman violates the ordinance of that, he could take, his seat could be in jeopardy. Nothing I do, it's a vote, it's not me.
Just
And if
because
the man
somebody's
comes-
elected to this board doesn't mean that they have to be a carbon copy of
No, but what
everybody
it
else.
means is
They
they
can
signed
have
an oath.
dissenting opinions.
They signed an oath to agree
And
with
that
the
oath,
prior.
They didn't
ordinance.
sign an oath to-
about that I cannot
Yeah.
help Stephen Keno keep
No,
his sheep off
you're
the
correct.
green belt.
You're correct.
And that's what you were getting
No.
at.
Damn it, he was there helping
you
me
can
because
leave.
I had a mountain lion
Steven,
attack.
either
I
sit
had
down
a
and
mountain
quiet or
lion
leave.
attack and my
All right,
puppy was
guys,
dying
that's
of
it. Meeting's
marble.
over, wrap it
Okay.
up. I'm done. Bye.
You can be
Meeting
removed.
adjourned. Bye. Thanks, Keno.
We don't have a motion.
I'd like to have a motion to close the meeting right now.
Well, actually, I don't.
Can I get a second, please?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
We're not gonna have that, last time we had that, we had to
All
have
in
the sheriff
favor?
here. We're
There's
not
still
gonna-
I'm waiting.
two of three other people that haven't said nothing, so we gonna keep this board going or not?
I'm waiting. Do you not want to do this? You're going to allow him to keep screaming and hollering? We will.
Can you settle down and we can continue with the meeting?
I could settle down, but I listened to that phone call. He threatened and tried to intimidate him. If anybody should be sanctioned, it should be Ken Barber.
Okay.
Because a board member does not have the right to threaten and intimidate another board member.
Didn't threaten or intimidate anybody.
You tried to
Simply let
intimidate
him know.
too.
I heard the
Simply
whole
let
thing.
him know.
Julie
Keno, I
heard
haven't had
that
a
too.
problem with you or your sheep since I moved here. I've helped you get them back out of the road. I haven't called you. I haven't called the sheriff. So if you guys want to act that way, that's fine. You know who I am. I've been the same person from the beginning. If I had a problem with you, just like when I called Andrew to try to let him know it could be a conflict of interest, he didn't need to act that way. I thought we were a team
Intimidated
here.
me and you tried to
Okay,
bully
so
me.
if that's the case, if that's how he feels about it, that's his personal feeling. There's nothing I can do about that. But I'm telling you right here on the record, it was done so he could be aware of the possibilities. There was no threat. I can't threaten the man. It's the board.
You did.
And you
his
threatened to
board
bring
position.
him in front of
You
the
did
board.
break
I
my board
heard
position and
it.
bring it in front of the board.
Okay,
There's 3 witnesses that heard that, your conversation.
great.
So you calling all of us liars? Say that right now.
Well, okay, so I can say I'm
Here's
a
the deal.
witness.
Everybody
Just
stop.
like you're-
It's not
Everybody
gonna get-
stop.
It's not gonna get resolved.
It's not going to get resolved. The sheep issue's not getting resolved. This man has not been written up for anything. He's not been censored. There's been nothing said other than a fair. It could possibly happen if you violate the court order. I didn't create the court order, Mr. Keno. You did.
But you
I didn't
also,
create any court
but-
orders.
But you did also say that we could, if, as a board, if we wanted to, because we have the power to do that, to allow his sheep on the green belt, and also the cows, as long as we put them in panels. So now you're going
No,
against what you
that
said.
isn't what I
That is-
said.
I do have that
The
report.
board has the right to manage the private property as they see fit. If you put something together and bring it to this board, it can be voted
No,
on.
hold on. I'd
So
like
is there,
everybody to
is there
listen
a
to this
resolve for the
conversation.
future? We say things when we're angry, we should just let it go. Is there a resolve for the future?
There's already been a resolve. The man continued to help Keno with the sheep and nothing was done. He's the one that brought it
No,
back
in the
up.
future, is there a problem? Is there a do or a don't?
There is a possible conflict of interest if any of these board members mess with the sheep on private property. Yes, for all of us, not just Mr. Higbee.
Where does it say that?
In the
In the
order
court
from the
order?
court. It's posted.
Where does it say that in the court that any of these board members that helped me
The order I'd read
are
doesn't
in
say that.
violation?
Okay. I'm not gonna argue.
What they do in their private time is nobody's business. but
Right,
their
unless
own.
they're trespassing with sheep on my property, your property, her property, her
Which
his
I
property.
wasn't,
The metro,
Correct. So why are you bringing it back up?
because it needed to be brought up.
Okay, well, the deal is this, the sheep are not allowed on Aspen Springs METRO property, and that's the bottom line.
So
And
now,
if they
with
go on
that
a
being
neighbor's
said-
property, or they go on someone else's property, it's up to that neighbor to go civil with them.
Do we
Take
have
them to
any
sheriff.
horses on the green belt?
If, where?
That's what I'm asking. Do
Not
we
that
have
I've
any
seen.
horses on the green belt?
Where? Not that I've seen.
Because
There has
that's what you told me. So
There are
with
a
that
couple
being
of people
said,
in the
if the sheep
neighborhood.
cannot graze, or the cows cannot graze on the green belt, then the horses cannot graze on the green belt as well. That needs to be put into a motion as well.
Before I was
Until
on
it
the
is
board.
That
done.
has been on a motion
Before I was
years
on the
ago.
board, didn't you
Well,
have
I'll
make
bring
a
it up
motion
again.
to allow tethered animals in the greenbelt?
It was on, it did go in front of the
So
board
it-
years ago, and
So if we
it
tether a
was
cow out there, it's
basically that
okay?
no, until they have written permission per episode.
So
and
if
so
we
that-
tether a cow out there, it's okay to tether a cow out in the green
No,
belt?
no.
With written permission
From who, us?
from the board.
From the board.
But we can't give Stephen Keno written permission, so
You
why,
can't
so
tether
why
a
is it
sheep.
okay for him not to be able to do it and everybody else too?
'Cause there's,
It's been one-sided for too long,
It's
that's
not-
why
Has he
ever
I'm up
applied
here.
for-
Linda, just hold on. This is the same old stuff. Let him finish. Go ahead, what?
No, I was interrupted, go ahead.
Okay, so
You
is
asked
that
a
all we have
question.
to, Linda, is that all we have to say about it? Is there anything else anyone would like to add?
only thing I wanna
I wanna
add
ask
is,
a
if it's on private property, that there should be written permission. Just like the judgment says.
That's right.
I have a question. If all the property was given to the Metro District, does that mean it's private property only belongs to the board members or to everybody in the district that is a property owner?
It's private property that belongs to the Aspen Springs Metro District.
To you guys, to
No,
the
to the
board?
board, to the Metro District, not one person.
So we're not part of the district, us property owners, we're not part of the district?
You live in the district.
Yes. But the property owned belongs to the 5 people that represent everybody else in the
That
community.
the taxpayers are paying for.
Right.
They
In
have
other
a
words,
vote.
we're paying for you to tell us what we can and cannot do.
Negative, that
Oh my
property.
God.
Guys, it's just gonna keep going round and round and round, I can see already. So what we're gonna do is, you do what you need to do, and we will follow the court order. And if any one of us violate any confidentiality or any problems with the court order, then we would be in trouble. And it would be up to the board to make that decision. So, sorry, that's where I stand on it. I didn't start it, and I ain't gonna finish it, but I'm gonna follow the court order that I have to follow. So,
Well, I'd like to go on record saying that when I met with Andrew on the morning, I don't know if it's the same morning in question, but when I got there, Andrew was standing in the middle of the road, keeping the sheep from going down the road, directing them down to Steve Keno's house. So I personally would like to commend Andrew for stepping up, trying to help out, trying to do right by the board by keeping the sheep off of the roads and public property, and trying to do right by his friend, helping him out while his dog was injured or killed or whatever
Kind of
happened.
powerful.
Whatever happened to the dog. So I would just like to say that when I saw Andrew there with the sheep, Andrew was keeping the sheep off of the public property and helping herd them to Steve's property.
and when I saw him, I saw the same thing. So,
So that's all, I just want to go on record saying that. Thank you, Andrew, for helping out.
Thank you, Jake. And with that, the only thing I'm gonna ask is just let the harassment stop.
Yeah.
Let it stop, let it be done with, let it be over. We're trying, he's trying, he downgraded his sheep, he's getting rid of his damn pigs, he's trying. This is his livelihood, and just because y'all move here and don't like it, doesn't mean that he has to change his ways. That's the way he makes his money, period. That's off his livestock. He can't go out and bust concrete or go out and get another job like that. He's 72 years old, 71 years old, that's what he does. His sheep ain't hurting nobody, just because y'all don't like them. You know, there's a lot of things around here I don't like, but you don't see me going up throwing a fit of harassing people about it.
anything else, Mr.
So,
Hickman?
that's all I got to say.
Okay. How about you guys? Anything, Shane?
My opinion is the same as it's always been before I was on board and after I was elected, is that I personally have no issue with Keno or his sheep. My personal views is the Metro has the responsibility to maintain the public spaces, our green belt, in the best interests of all residents. It's not, I mean, the way I see it, it's not that we own it, is that it's our job to maintain it and make sure that everyone has equal enjoyment and access. If someone is grazing animals on the green belt, this creates a taking of sorts in that they are taking something from the green belt, not replacing it. If everyone enjoyed that same access where they took the same amount, there would be no green belt. So it's always been my position that the board should not allow grazing on the green belt so that all residents can enjoy the same level of use. And my personal opinions don't really matter outside of that. I just think we have a job and a duty to make sure that it's maintained in a usable manner for all residents. And if the sheep are not on the green belt, I don't care. I don't care about the sheep.
Anybody else?
I agree with what you just said.
Andrew, you good? All right, well, there went old business. Any new business?
I'm sorry.
Let's move back to old business.
All right.
Ronnie, do you know anything more about Oak Ridge and the attorney, if they've done anything?
I know nothing more than what we discussed at the last meeting.
Okay. I was kind of hoping that there would be somebody new that I could talk to, but it's back to Todd Starr.
The county administrator at this moment is Greg Schulte, and the commissioners are negotiating with Peter, I lost the last name, who is from Phoenix area, as a new county administrator. It'll be in the paper Thursday.
Okay.
They are negotiating to hire a new county administrator. That's where I think the direction I have to go to resolve that issue.
Okay, I'm gonna follow up on it, because, we're getting into the point where we're gonna be right back in
So.
with the